Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the Tempest and we get to hear from Miranda today in Act 3, Scene 1. Miranda has been living on this island with her father for like the last 12 years and just has very vague memories of her life before she got here. But we know that she is the daughter of the former Duke of Milan. And here on this island, after the ship crashed, Prospero introduced to her this man Ferdinand, who is actually the Prince of Naples, the King of Naples, washed up on the shore somewhere else. And she was like, oh my goodness, he's so pretty to look at. And Prospero is geeked that they like each other, but doesn't want to make it seem too easy for them to get together. So Prospero's being hard on Ferdinand right now and told Ferdinand that he has to move like this huge pile of logs from over here to over there. So Ferdinand started out this Act 3, Scene 1 doing that. And he's like, you know, hard work isn't hard if you're going for a good goal, because he loves Miranda, or is infatuated with Miranda anyway. And then Miranda comes in and she offered to help, and he's like, no. And he told her in yesterday's monologue that he has seen and loved many women before for various reasons, but they all had some sort of deal breaker that like called the whole thing off. And he's like, but you're perfect. I can't imagine anyone other than you. And Miranda responds by saying, I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save from my glass, mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. How features are abroad, I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget. So what she's saying is she can't compare either him or herself to anyone else, because the only woman that she's ever seen is her own reflection, and the only other man besides Ferdinand that she's ever seen is her dad. So she's like, I couldn't tell you what makes a good-looking man, but to me, you're a good-looking man, and I would really like to be with you, because I can't even imagine being with anybody else. And then she's like, oh crap, but I wasn't supposed to like play my hand too soon because dad's gonna get mad. And Ferdinand is like, you know, I'm a prince and probably a king at this point, because he thinks his dad died in the shipwreck. And he's like, you know, so if you hook up with me. And she's like, are you proposing? Because I'll be your wife if you'll be my husband. And he's like, yeah, that sounds good. So it's a weird little proposal, but they do sort of propose to each other that they'll get married. And remember, Prospero has been watching this whole thing from over there. So as they're exchanging their vows and then they like go to be cutesy and lovely, whatever, Prospero gets one last little moment on the stage in this scene to just be like, I could not be happier about this. But there's a lot that we still need to do. Because there is still a lot that we need to do. That's only the end of Act 3, Scene 1. We still have to get all the way through Act 5, and we need to figure out what's going on with Caliban and Stefano and Trinculo and Alonso and Gonzalo and Ariel, and there's a lot of balls still up in the air. So anyway, come on back tomorrow, and I don't think we start to catch them just yet. There's a little bit more that has to happen before stuff gets wrapped up in a bow. So come on back tomorrow for that. I'll see you then. Mwah.